Hello and good morning. We're back. Apologies for the sudden cancellation yesterday. I had the mother of all headaches, so there was no chance of me streaming. Alright, we finished this little
these machines for.
puzzle up there. One thing that I did off stream, I think you can still see it, yeah, is I went up there and got the green shine by just pulling this cart out from under there and going up there. That was after we had a the capture card freeze on us yesterday. Let's hope we're not getting that too much today. And I just realized I should probably open my chat so I see something. Oh, and hi Kim. And hi Ada. Great to see you here. Have a good morning. So yeah, here we are. And now let's zero dawn our little hearts out. Let's see, what quests did we want to do? We would have the Valley of the Fallen as level 28. Oh, if we can find a prairie dog bone, could probably check if that is on the map, then we could carry more potions. Let's see, and I think we have Relic Ruins, Still Sands. Yeah, that is level 20. That's probably the lowest mission we can do. So that sounds like a good one. So have a quick peek at the map. Oh yeah, we actually have fairly nearby. We have that. So let's get out of here and have a quick trip over there. Of course. Alright, we can only travel about 2 campfires. We haven't unlocked the closer ones, but we can manage this. So let's try to quickly grab a prairie dog and then continue with another relic ruin. Looking forward to doing a few puzzles today. Alright. Let's see how this looks. Oh, and let's aim for at least one of these at least. Yeah, I'm full on potions, so that's fine then. So I hope your Thursday went better than mine, and although I gotta say, after I'd recovered a little bit, at least work went off rather well. I got a good chunk of stuff done, so that was at least a silver lining. So, if there's so at least that's looking up. But yeah, I hope your week went at least as good as that, if not better so far. And if not, you know, there's always next week. Maybe you can recover.
Shelter. Should be safe here.
Okay, I should probably... That's a peccary or something, yeah. That's a rabbit. That's a pigeon. What's that? That's a crow. Don't know if that's really something. That's the campfire itself. Okay. Let's see. Hello? It's always a bit scary to see these ruined... What's that? A red fox? And another rabbit? But what do we need again? We need something else, don't we? Need a prairie dog bone. Northern desert foothills. What are you? Prairie dog, yes. Alright, let's see if we can get you. Okay. Doesn't really look like we got any amazing materials out of you. Hello? Seriously? You despawned on me? I shot a prairie dog. There's another one. Huh? It's weird. Why do the prairie dogs keep despawning on me? Oh, that was a raccoon? Oh, you've picked a fight with that one? What are you? Okay, you seem to be a friendly, I guess.
Got your attention now.
Okay. Oh! Where do all of you come from? Hi. I guess you're just generic Tenakt number 9. You know that Tenakt with the gold cap too. Alright, let's see. Where do I find It's interesting. Why have I lost? Okay. Right, a machine you've recently scanned. That's nice. That's another raccoon. What are you? Prairie dog. Let's try this again. Okay, that may have been a little overkill. Prairie dog bone, yes. Okay, finally. Let's reload those. And find our nearest workbench, which is right here. That's what I meant to do. At least it's nice that there's a workbench right near here. But again, I still don't know why you can't just interact with stuff. Potion pouch. From 5 to 7 potions. Okay. Let's see, what does this mean? Bass and iridescent crab? And that needs a J feather. That needs a gull. 2 gull feathers and a bighorn sheep bone. Okay. And let's have a quick peek at these weapons. Hammer burst, bow blaster. We have one. Slicing shredder gauntlet. We have Boomer's shredder gauntlet already fully upgraded. So not even sure we need the slicing one anymore. Can we abandon that one? Alright, that's not even a quest, that's just, oh, you could upgrade it. So we're fine, I guess. And outfits. Tanakth High Marshal. Tanakth Marshal. Tanakth Reaver Sky Climber. Vindicator. Infiltrator. What abilities do you give? It's all about silent strike and smoke bombs. Right, it's not ranged, which is the one that we have. What does Sobek's raiment give me? Valor Surge, Concentration, Stamina, Override. Yeah, that's actually... It makes sense, I guess. You know, that's... So it's a very... You could say intellectual bit of clothing. I like it that when we still need Clamberjaw tail dusters, right? Anyway. Right, let's see. This is a large health potion. Stamina potion, medium stamina potion, medium health potion, and cleanse. So let's make another medium health potion just so that slot also has something when I'm looking for health. And overdraw potion. Do I want that? Let's go for one. They're basically like health potions. Alright. So this way, no matter where I switch, I have something like a health potion nearby, I think. Let's hope it remembers the general number of potions I have when it refills. That would be really nice if it didn't just grab whatever health potion it's given and put it in a random slot, but if it put the types of potions I had last in there. Alright, let's see. Oh, we have 31 skill points. I guess we can just randomly invest. Let's see, I think Machine Master we haven't really invested much in. So let's see, Mounted Archer. Deal more damage while on a mount. Repair overridden machines for less. Lasting override. Let's go for that. Overridden machines deal more damage. Mounted archer. I haven't really tried much mounted combat, but I think that will likely improve. Oh, and I guess increasing spike thrower isn't too bad. Launch a spike. That becomes a trap. Aim with L2 and fire with R1. Aim with L2 and fire with R1. Not sure. Part breaker. Deal more damage to machine components and weak spots. That actually sounds like not a bad Valor Surge. Okay, Mounted Archer. Chain Burst. Bolster result against multiple enemies. Damage chains from one enemy to another within 15 meters and boosts knockdown power. That doesn't sound too bad. Let's see. What's this? Sticky Bomb. Fire a bomb if you currently selected type that sticks to its target and explodes after a delay. Hi Tony, how's it going? I'm doing good again after having a bit of a bad day yesterday. I had to cancel due to a headache, so I'm glad to be back. And I'm now quickly trying to spend some more skill points. Okay, these are all the resonator stuff, I guess. I guess we can just waste points on that. Energy Surge. Powerful Final Strike. What's this? Resonator damage. Well, I guess increasing the duration might make it more likely that we switch. Spinning Scythe. Build up a powerful spin that strikes all surrounding enemies. R1, R1. Pause, R1, R1. That actually sounds like something I might accidentally press. Yes, please. The Destroyer. A risky flurry of melee attacks that deal a massive amount of damage. R1, pause, 4 R1s. Again. That's something I might accidentally press, so that's good. I love combos that are basically just, you know, if I'm randomly alternating between two buttons to attack someone, that one of them might trick a combo like this and give me more damage. That's good. Tap R2 to energize your target. That also sounds like something I could accidentally achieve. R1, 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 pause, R1 again. These are all combos I might accidentally trigger. That's good. What's this? A resonator build-up, energize your spear faster. Resonator damage, resonator blast. Strike an enemy with melee attacks to build up energy on your spear. Then when fully charged, tap R2 to energize your target. Finally switch to a bow. Yeah, that's the one we're less likely to manage to do. Energize your spear faster, I guess. We'll try that. R1, hold R2. That might be a bit of a surprise, but we'll try it. Burst fire. Warrior will fire 3 arrows of your currently selected type in a quick burst. Aim with L2 and fire with R1. Less likely to accidentally trigger it. But I think it's one of the few things we can still fire 5 arrows in a horizontal spread. Hold longer before firing for a tighter spread. I guess we'll just invest these points just because they're there. Spread shot, melee detonator. Detonate it with a melee attack to deal extra damage. That actually sounds like something. That direction I go. It's, you know, I'm always trying to think like which abilities can I unlock that I won't have to think about too much. And usually the way I fight is I fire some arrows, then the enemies catch up with me and I have to switch to melee. So the situation of ranged to melee is a very common one that I end up in. So any abilities that give me extra damage when that happens, you know, are basically for free. Whereas for other abilities like that go from melee back to ranged, that would require me to first get out of range of the enemy. So I guess the Machine Master... Yeah, I guess that's Bike Trap, but that's somehow the same combination as the other ability, so I guess I'd have to pick one of those. So not something I'm going to be doing, I think. Okay, we had whatever it was at level 20. Oh, we have a bunch of rebel camps. Okay, let's go for this relic ruin now. Now that we've upgraded a little, oh, and let's refill while we have a stash nearby. Just to be all filled up. All dressed up with a place to go. Alright. That's a lot of fast travel. Oh, there's a cauldron here. Gemini completed. That's right, we should probably do more cauldron if we can. Gemini, Iota, Repair Bay Tau, Mew completed. I'm surprised how many cauldrons I've completed. And of course we can deliver more stuff to Stemmer. Okay, I think we've actually... Is that true? Have we done all cauldrons? Yeah, it seems... Oh, Kappa, but that's level 40. So who knows where that is? Okay. Let's get to this thing then. Oh, it's interesting. I think the closest... Oh, it's probably here. I guess we could, on the way, make another attempt at the drone. However that works. And I think we'll be near Stemmer and Co. during this, so that's good. We can trade in stuff with them as well. We shall see. I'm kind of afraid, on one hand, I would love to go back to base and chat a little with my companions, but on the other hand, the next quest says go back to base, and so, you know, to continue the main quest, so I don't want to accidentally continue the main quest here.
Maybe I should just go back to the claim.
Okay, let's see if we can... Oh! Boomer and Co. We can follow up with them, I guess.
What if we buried them in the sand? Boom traps!
But then we might blow up everyone, not just the machines.
What are you two working on?
Red!
We're making boom plans.
We struck a deal with Abaddon when we got back. Turns out this place is gonna need some security for all those machines out there. And when he heard how Boomer's invention helped you take down the Vanishing Dread, we convinced him we were right for the job. Now we just gotta figure out how we're gonna keep the machines away without blowing everyone sky high.
Not everyone. The flying ones are already in the sky.
Sounds like you both have a lot of work ahead of you.
And a place to call home.
Home of the Boomworks.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that name.
She's... I don't know if I like the portrayal of Boomer. Like, you know, on one thing, I think she's a pretty... You know, like, she has some elements of, like, you know, Asperger-ish, autism-ish. She has a certain set of topics she's interested in. And that's, I think, pretty well portrayed. And that she's, you know, a bit oblivious to certain things in the real world. On the other hand, she seems a bit... Like, part of her portrayal seems to just make her look a little simple, and, you know, seems to play her for fun. Like, not just, you know, as being a fun person or something, but there's this slight element where I'm not sure if they're making fun of her, you know, just going like, haha, person who always wants to blow up everything, haha. You know, and that kind of feels like it's going counter to, you know, just portraying someone with a singular focus.
Brother, been looking.
So...
All this
Not-
sweat, and I'm still not cooling off.
I'm not 100% sure, like, which way to think of her. But you know, they're a charming couple of people. I just wish they showed a little.
What? Rain? You get loads of that here. No, the smell.
Anything on your crew yet?
Get even more of that here.
You know, like they showed that there's a little more sense under the surface. I guess we got glimpses of that during the quests, but I don't know. It's
Be welcome, Outlander.
I don't. So if someone said, "Oh man, I find that highly offensive," I wouldn't be surprised at all. On the other hand, I like that they kind of, have people that aren't normal and show that, they find their place in this world and that they have people, that love them despite or because of that. So, like showing acceptance is kind of cool.
Never seen anything like it.
Some Tanaks built an outpost here. We got shot passing by.
But I mean, to a degree, a lot of the best characters in this game are caricatures at a certain level. So I should probably just let it go.
What? Rain? You get loads of that here.
So she entered once more, our heroine, whom all adore. Feels like it's been raining gold round here every night, what with all the leaves drifting about. Don't suppose you found more ornaments?
I did, actually. Here you go.
So, are you feeling festive? Take your pick.
Oh, do we get more? Ah, I guess every ornament unlocks different
this one up.
ones.
By our heroine's word, the lights would dazzle the sky.
Okay, now it makes sense.
This is stranger than a spark in a puddle. What kind of festival celebrates bats? By the forge during the party, what did they feast on?
Said the West would blow my forge, huh?
Ah, finally.
Okay, but that's okay. I didn't quite get the connection there because we collected a whole bunch of ornaments, then came to him. So it seemed like, oh, you just get these 6 holidays or whatever it was.
Smith paused from his toils to marvel at the beauty all around him.
His prose is so purple. I'm not sure. It's not really that good. But yeah. Let's try if we can go for that drone before we actually go on the mission, I guess. Because it seems like if we go on that tower, we might be able to get the drone. Alright. It actually looks like there are a bunch of stairs leading at least nearby. That's good. And here seems some more climbing handholds. Doing, yes.
I have to jump onto that drone to get it down.
Yes. That was the goal. Where is drone? There is drone. Hello, can I tag you? Yes. track. Now it works. Okay. Let's see. Where is... I mean, this is a pretty close spot. Ah, this might be the best one. Let's wait for that, I guess. There she blows, there she goes. And here she comes again. She's my 1 out of 10. I drone around on endlessly, and she don't see me.
Got it.
Ah, I don't know which key I pressed, but okay, now we're pulling it down. And now, okay.
There. Now I can reconnect it with the dome back at the base.
Okay. What was that? Recovered 5 different something or others. Okay. I feel accomplished. Did it now just, okay, I think we can go back the 300 meters over to whatever other choice we had. Right? Yeah, okay. The pathfinding in these dunes is kind of silly because there are no obvious paths. So it kind of makes up some random, you know, twisting and turning through the dunes instead of just running across. And so you always go like, why does it go this long way around? Oh. Big birds. But I think we don't have to go in their direction. Like, why are we going left now? And now it's right again. So it's really like doing arbitrary curves. Ah, okay, I see.
That's the ruin that Stemmer mentioned. There should be another ornament inside.
Yep.
Another ornament. Gotta find a way to get to it.
It's a bit funny, like there should be another ornament. Oh look! Another ornament! Who would have thought? I know that I probably have to go under on that side or something. But, I just want to take a little walk around it to maybe get a bit of a view of the building. Looks like a very pretty ruin. Now I have that song stuck in my head. Some insidious 90s tune they kept playing on the radio. Somebody apparently keeps their wine here. Huh, or I guess I can just go in here. That I rappel down here sounds a bit like I'll be surprised by machines or something. Well, here goes nothing. Whee!
A lot of water in here. Might be part of the same water system as Moreland's ruins.
Ah, I see the key. Now, how to get to it? Oh. There's some fire gleam that might be helpful. Oh, there's another key up there, apparently.
Give it a second. Looks like there's a drain beyond that grate in the wall.
Drainage gate, water overflow prevention system. Ah, and there's a crate up there. Oh, and I guess I can use the crate to climb up there. Got you. And here she goes again. She's my 1 out of 10. Okay, that's the door that is locked with the key. Okay, I guess we can climb up this poor lady statue. And I guess that's how we can get back up. Oh, but maybe we can go down over there. Boing. Imagine what amazing arm musculature Aloy must have. The envy of any gym bro. Drop to ledge, it actually works. Ooh. Wow. Didn't
Door's locked.
quite go.
Looks like it needs a key module.
Okay. Didn't go quite as well as I... Whoops, okay. So I guess this is how I could have gotten up there if I just seen it. Okay. Didn't even need to climb and drop. And there's another climbing location. Let's see, can we get back up there? No. Let's see, can we get somewhere over there? That looks like there's a hole, but we can't get through. Nope. Oh, cool. The arrow ends up stuck in there for a moment. That's a cool little detail. I mean, it despawns pretty quickly, but can we maybe... Yeah, I guess we can also get up there. So at least there's that. And here she goes again. So I wonder If we can drop down just this one floor. No, that wasn't the direction I intended to go. I don't think this is what I'm supposed to do, but let's give it a second try before we look a little more at the middle spot. Alright. Here goes nothing. What button was that? I think it showed me a prompt to catch. And I didn't see it. That's the problem in games. You know, in the real world, you know exactly how to grab onto something. I mean, also, it hurts if you fall down and then catch on to stone like this. Okay, now it didn't show me a prompt at all. Well, okay, no idea really. Let's see. Let's go up here. Oh, there's another crate. So I guess I could just, you know, drop
This
that
crate come in
down.
handy.
Yeah, okay. So I guess I don't even need the other one yet. And by yet, I really mean yet, because, as you may have noticed, if they give you 2 crates, usually there's some reason, like either you can't take 1 crate along with you, so let's see if we can push this. But really we can already get over there. But maybe in here. Yes, okay. That's good. Ah, come on. Okay. This time it works. And there's some wheel, a valve here that we can open.
There. Water's pouring out of that busted pipe.
Okay. What did that get us? Whoops.
Water's flowing towards the drain in the wall.
Can we maybe use the crate to block the drain?
Water's flowing towards the drain in the wall. Whoa.
Yep.
Water's rising fast.
Luckily, we can drive for days.
That's as clean as I'm gonna get out here.
Oh, okay. So what happens if I close this again? Will it stay up or does it go down again? Okay, looks like the water stays up. Which is fine with me, I guess.
Still blocking the drain. I wonder if I can get it out.
Why? I'm actually pretty happy with the blocked drain right now. Because it might mean... oh, I guess it's not high enough. But let's see what we've now made reachable, maybe. What's that up there? Can we scan that? Oh, now these stairs? I think these weren't reachable before. Ah.
Key module.
Yep. We found our way one floor up. Let's see what this is. A new data point. How often are we told to not show our emotions in poker? Keep a straight face. Avoid showing tells. Macau gaming mogul Kendrick Uston shows us how old tactics are all wrong in his groundbreaking new strategy guide. Beat smart poker AI by playing dumb. Defeat casino AIs in 5 illogical steps that are simple to learn but hard to detect. Beat the house, crash the system, make a fortune. Now available for all holo readers for the low price of only... Yeah, it's that, that book that if it worked... You know, you can't help but wonder why they wouldn't just, use it, you know, why they wouldn't just have made the money. Why they need to sell a book based on it. Alright.
Okay, I'm in.
Yay. We found a room with another crate.
Let's see what I can do with this.
Let's see, maybe we can combine the crates? Where did I put the other one? Oh, it's still inside, I think, isn't it? Oops, sorry. So if I can put both of them here, I could climb that level up. Not sure what that will gain me, but it seems like the only floor I haven't had the chance to actually get to. And I guess I can't pull crates underwater, right? So... But I can probably pull cast this one out. So let's see, pull caster.
Water level's going down.
It's actually swimming. Well, let's see if we actually need this. But this is actually, I like this mechanic. Like, I think Tomb Raider had that a couple of times. Hi, room 215. How's it going? Nice to see you chat here. Thanks for all the stretches and other redeems. They're greatly appreciated.
Okay, crates. I wonder if they can float.
Well, but I need this crate in the hole for there to be water. So I guess we'll just put this back and put the water back and just drop the one crate in the water. But like my original thought was stack them on each other. Anyone remember? Oh right, I used the crate to get up there, didn't I?
Need to create some distance first. Okay.
Nope, it's fine.
Water's draining.
No, there is no water to drain, Aloy. I already did that puzzle. Seriously? Ah. A Roly-poly Aloy jumped off the water spout. I know, I'm probably mixing my songs here. Okay, let's open that valve again, put everything underwater once more. And now plug that one. Oh, should I have moved out the crate before this? I think maybe I can... I guess that will work. Or maybe I can just push the crate towards the
Okay,
water.
2 crates. What to do with them?
Ah, that worked. Okay, good. So, yeah. I would have been a little annoyed with Aloy going like, hey, I wonder if crates float. That was a bit of heavy-handed hinting. If I hadn't thought that, like, I mean, we saw the crate when we pulled it out. We saw it rising to the top. Huh. You know what? I've even forgotten where I'm actually supposed to go. We had a spot where we saw the thing. So how do we get there? So at least we can get up there. I think somewhere very far up. So let's see. At least we can grab some loot if we can see it in this murky water. Seriously, how is this water easier to see through from above than from below? Aloy? Luckily we can't drown anymore, or this would have been a lot less enjoyable. What's this? Can we maybe get up there if we move the crate over? Can we even do that? Move the crate while we're in the water? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, and that doesn't let us pull them.
Maybe I can reach something higher up if I stand on the crate while it's floating.
Okay, that's where we needed to go, up there. Okay, now we see that again. So yeah, getting over to that side definitely makes sense. But I guess we have to drain the water again. So let's swim over there then.
I'll shake it out as I go.
Let's go back here. Close the valve, I guess. then pull that out of the drain.
Don't have to swim anymore.
And now we move this crate. Nope. Over to the other side. So this spot seems good. Then we should be able to grab that yellow bar up there. And now let's redo our water thing. Okay, that actually works. That's nice. And this is actually close enough.
I think that should do it.
Alright, let's swim over there. Yeah, that's looking good. Woo. Okay.
I'm getting somewhere.
Now we just don't
Here we
have
are.
to stupidly fall down.
Got the ornament. I wonder what kind of lights this one will show. Better make a trip to see Stemmer.
Alright, success. Alright, and now we can just climb this one up. What was that over there? Did we ever scan that? Oh right, that was the one. Yeah, I think we scanned that. That's where we went up the stairs. Good. So I think we haven't missed any interesting story background either. Good. So let's climb out and see what quest we can do next then. Beep bitty. Okay. You can actually look into some of the rooms there. That's kind of nice. Can get a bit of an idea of this whole place. And of course see our goal from the outside so we know, ooh, there's an interesting object there. Okay, so where is the stemmer? There's a campfire. What's the next? Carol salvage. Oh, a salvage camp. Okay, let's go over there first. Because we haven't done any other salvage camps yet. Boing. Finally, we found another salvage camp.
They don't look too good. Must be the ones that Tanakh soldier mentioned. I should see if they're okay.
You always do.
Okay, quick save here. Well, we have the ability Runda.
We're gonna get through this. I promise. Now go get some rest.
Do you need help?
Wish I could say we've been through worse, but I doubt any salvager has had this much bad luck on a single expedition.
Salvagers. You part of Karif's crew?
Yes. Didn't think we were that well known.
So you came here to make some armor. It doesn't look like things went according to plan.
You could say that again. I thought I had it made when we found some prime rollerback salvage out here. Then came the sandstorm, blew away most of our gear, and ran us right into a camp full of angry Tenakth. We fled, but by the time the storm died down, we found ourselves here with half our food gone, open to attack by machines and Tenakth alike.
Sounds like you could use a hand. I'm Aloy.
Runda, I can't ask you to help for free. How about I hire you to get us what we need? Draw up some contracts.
You don't have to.
Wouldn't be a proper salvager if I didn't. Won't take no for an answer.
That's a weird conversation. Like, I guess it's for the people who roleplay. Or rather, to justify why she works for other people. Without pay. You know, when these people need help as well. So that it's kind of, okay, you can rely on all the salvage camps being these salvage quests. Okay, pristine bellowback, lost supplies, and missing gear. So I guess the lost supplies sound like the most important, you know? But maybe we can grab all of them, we'll see.
You mentioned your people needed food.
We lost most of it when we ran away from the Tenakth. But only a bristleback would be able to sniff it out underneath all that sand.
That's not a bad idea. I'll look into it.
That's good to hear.
Well, we can grab all
You
the quests.
mentioned this
and
place
we'll
is
do that.
exposed to attack. Is there anything you can use to set up a perimeter?
We know there's a bellowback hanging around some ruins near here. Take it down without damaging its cargo sacks, and we could use it to make new traps. Set up a cordon. I'll make it a contract.
Sounds like a plan. You said you lost your gear?
Yes. Can't be sure where it is, since that storm gave us the runaround. But I have a general idea. It's all in the contract. If you can get that gear back, we'd at least be able to set up camp properly. Make the crew comfortable.
I'll take a look as soon as I can.
It's not much, but we have some salvage to trade.
Alright, we can buy fast travel packs. Oh, we need a sturdy hard plate to upgrade an outfit. I guess we'll buy that from you. How many do we need? Well, I guess we'll see. Oh, and we can probably sell our junk to you, by which I mean our valuables, which have apparently filled up to at least a page. Jeez. We've nearly doubled our amount of shards, and that's after buying that
Don't want to trade? No rust off my back.
I just traded with you. Okay, let's see what bolt clip satchel. Need more gull feathers. Sturdy hard plate. We just need the clamberjaw tail duster, but then we have everything. That's good to know. And basically we should shoot at any birds or fish we see. particularly owls. Alright, now we have some more salvage contracts. That's not bad. Okay, we can grab some more rebel camps. Or we can, where are the drones? Ah, here. Survey drone. No Man's Land, Dry Yearn. Let's see where that is. That actually looks pretty good. Okay. Let's travel to that first. Trigger a few drones and see what they do. I guess we'll risk it. I'll have to remember to do a quick save. Or even a hard save. Before we go into camp, just in case that triggers main story in some way that we don't want yet. But otherwise, I guess a little bit of quest progress at the end should be fine. Okay, where is that drone? Oh right, this is the spot where I think I was on the hill. And there was the drone, right? Let's see. Dang it. Well, it was just the lizard anyway. And I think up there was where we were able to see the drone. Yep, there it is. Flying around us. Highlight track. Let's see, it looks... like
Maybe I can
should be
climb
able
something to jump onto the drone.
Yeah, that's... I mean, can I maybe climb the roof? To get slightly higher up? No, I don't think so. Oh, that was our opportunity, I guess. Ah. Yeah, somehow that doesn't work.
Walk it off.
So I'm kind of confused. Like, what do they expect me... Oh, Jesus. What do they expect me to do here? I guess I could get a running start.
You're mine.
Now it works. Haha. You're mine, that's nice.
Taking you with me. Okay, gotta grab the drone's data.
Okay. That worked then. Good. I guess... Oh, Dry Yearn or Green Swell. Those actually look to be even closer. So let's see. The next campfire is here. And then that's one still unknown. So we actually don't need the campfire. Let's just go to the mission objective and try not to run into these guys. Ah, there it already is apparently. Le drone. La drone? I don't know. What gender would that be in French? Ooh, green shine. Where did the drone go? There, okay. Okay, that was actually... I think that was the right spot. We just don't see...
I wonder what they used all these machines for.
Wait, it goes over there as well? Or is that just the same? Oh, I think that's just the drone we already did.
What? Good for a cool breeze.
Okay. So I guess we're not supposed to catch that one. I just got confused because this went back on its path. Okay. It would be kind of nice if the drones had some obvious appearance change, you know, like if we overrode the drones and usually they scanned in... But I guess which color would they use? Red usually means they're gonna attack us. So that's not really the color you'd want to use here. But that would kind of make it more obvious if you had them glow red. And then once we've picked it, the module up, it, you know, we override it and it glows blue. But on the other hand, if they picked some arbitrary different color like green or something, you know, then how would we, like, you know, if you saw one, how would you realize which, you know, that blue is the one we've already overridden? It's kind of not a color we haven't already seen. Ah. Okay. Caught a bird at least. I don't know where it landed. Okay.
Gotta bring the drone down to grab its data. Maybe if I jump onto it?
Yeah. I got that much, but I need to... Okay, now we've selected its track. What are these people? Rebel soldiers, of course.
Who is that?
Nobody. Just us chickens. But I don't really want to fall into...
No sign of anyone. Sorry.
Nobody.
It was nothing.
Not sure how much longer we'll last. Better start making plans.
Did you see that too?
Where?
here. Fishy, fishy, fishy.
Man down. Whoever did this might still be around.
Nah,
You see anyone around?
they're long gone. Don't think about it.
The grass. Let's check that out. So, it was you.
Ah, dang it.
I'll raise the alarm!
Well, I guess I accidentally performed 3 melee combos. See, it was good to unlock these combos. But yeah, I think I've had a much better time with games like that have RPG elements, you know, where you unlock skills. Since I played The Outer World, because that game just gave you such a good... I think up there looks suspiciously like the location we're supposed to do. Because that kind of gave me the... It's overselling it to say revelation, but like, so far always having to select the right set of skills always seemed like a chore. Okay, come on. But with The Outer Worlds, suddenly I realized, oh, you can just, you know, it's more, you know, selecting the things that annoy you about this game, selecting abilities that are bound to make that easier, so you don't have to do the things that annoy you as much.
Got it.
Ah, good. I would have hated to have fallen down and lost some health again.
I should grab the drone's data now that it's down.
Alright. Have fun. And so, it's, it feels so much more fun if you actually manage to do that, you know, unlock the skills that annoy you, that make annoying things easier, or unlock the skills that make, you know, it easier to keep using the things that you enjoy. And looking at skills in all games like that, you know, while it's kind of obvious, but somehow it didn't work out that way in most games for me. And I don't know if it was just that The Outer Worlds kind of gave me the right strategy, or I don't know, but okay, that's nice. Oh, I guess that was maybe, that's supposed to be how one gets over there and then up on the platform. I guess that was supposed to be the official way. Oh, there seems to be a... Oh no, that's an outpost I've already done. Okay. Well, never mind. We're done, I think. But anyway, the abilities we have here kind of work well for that, I guess. So we can return the drones. Interesting question about drones in French. It's le drone as a foreign word. I'm surprised the French have no word for it. The word for the animal is different. Ah, so it's not the same as in drone in a beehive. Interesting, yeah. Okay. So we drone dry yarn or the greenswell. Loot the drone. Okay. Dry yarn, we already looted the drone. Isle of Spires. Those are quite far away. No Man's Land, maybe. Okay, let's go back to the map and see where you are. Yeah, that's farther back in the old area. Let's go there. Then once we've done those, we'll go back to base. That sounds like a good compromise. I don't think we'll finish all the drones today, so we might as well take care of that today. Anyway. Yeah. But that's also funny about foreign words making it into other languages. It's a good example of a word that has a very general, boring meaning in one language and was adopted in another language as a very specific word. Like in English, a drone is just one member of some larger sort of hive that fulfills a specific function. And that is, like there are some connotations to what a drone is. Like if you call a person a drone, it means they're not very self-controlled, self-directed, they're more, workers. Things like that, they work specifically under directions. And whoops, accidentally when trying to crouch did a manual save. The opposite of what usually happens. Wait, is the drone over there in that camp? Or no, we probably just walked past the camp to get to the drone. Okay. That makes more sense. I thought I would have spotted it there. Nope. Okay, yeah. Of course, it's somewhere behind the big guy.
My stash has room.
Okay, so it seems like we would probably get up that hill somehow to get to the drone. The question is... yeah, okay. There seem to be some climby bits here. So as long as we don't get attacked, we should be able to pull that off. And the drone is actually... ah, dang it. Okay, let's...
Gotta bring the drone down to grab its data.
yeah.
Maybe if I jump onto it?
Aloy says these things as if we'd never done them. Okay, so where is the track? Here, okay. Let's see if we can do that again. Drone coming around, yes.
Taking you with me.
Okay,
Got it.
that worked. Oh, and there.
Gotta grab the drone's data.
That's good design, you know, to go, okay, usually in the location where we expect you to grab it, we give you a hidey place at the bottom, so when the big guy comes along, you can be hidden. So you're not going like, damn it, I caught the drone, but it killed me. Before I could recover the drone elements or whatever. But anyway, it's fun to see how like the word drone in French suddenly only means the machine.
The rebels are stripping corruptors for parts. That can't be good.
Oh, do I? Yeah, okay, I'm full. That's good. And I still have all my health. So all I have to do is go back there. It's also interesting, like, how much practice in games kind of makes them less stressful. Like, not in any particular game, but just in general games. Like, many games have this aspect of you go from place A to place B, there are random encounters on the way, and you have to fight them. And as you level up, these random encounters on the way usually get easier and less critical for you, you know? So at the start, it's like, oh, I want to cross this plane. I hope I can make it. And in the end, it'll be, I'm trying to cross this plane. Oh, there are these annoying mobs. Whoosh, and they're gone, you know? For example, that's one aspect. Which, of course, also is combined with if you have to take out rebel camps like this in a game, then usually the game tells you usually, you know, that makes the area more peaceful, which means as you level up by taking out all these camps, by doing combat, the area actually becomes less aggressive, more peaceful. And so after a while of playing just this game, you know, you're not as stressed anymore going from A to B because there's fewer random encounters in the areas that you've already covered. But whenever you come into a new area, and you're not just backtracking to pick up a collectible or, you know, refill your health or whatever, then when in a new area, you're still attacked. And it's the same in like many, like especially in MMOs and RPGs, that's a common occurrence. So yeah, and it's just fascinating to see like to notice that development while you play the game, and you get used to that. So that the first MMO I played, I always was stressed, damn it, I have to travel from point A to B, I can't use fast travel, I'm probably gonna die 5 times on the way. And now it's, for one thing, I don't die as often anymore, but for the other also, dying doesn't mean as much anymore. And I think in some ways that's still, it also depends on the consequences of dying. Like in games like, I don't know, Conan Exiles or something, in more survival-oriented games. Satisfactory also in this one regard counts among those games. when you die somewhere, you leave behind all your inventory. And you have to then, without this inventory, without these special weapons that you crafted, you have to get back to that location and recover your weapons. And so, in some cases, that just means, well, they're lost now. Because the weapons I needed to get to that location in the first place are in that location. So I'll have to craft them all again. And once I crafted them again, why would I even bother picking up the old ones? Kind of like that. Of course, sometimes it's still worth going there and picking up the old weapons for the simple reason that you can put them in a crate in home base, and when the next time you get killed and have to recover your weapon, you have reasonably high-level weapons still at base that you can put on to safely make the way back to your newest weapons. So, that's at least one way to bootstrap things, I guess. But if the consequences to dying aren't that big, then of course it's also not as annoying. And that's something that is still, I guess it's still something I have a problem with. That in games where you die a lot, like where you're expected to, in the course of normal playthroughs, die and then take the experience from the previous death to inform your experience of the next death. Like there are games where you get like Souls games, Dark Souls and Elden Ring and that kind of stuff, or Bloodborne and these kinds of games. They, to a degree, work by surprising you unfairly in one situation, assuming that you will get killed, and expecting you to memorize the sequence of surprise attacks from each death, and then continue playing. So you are expected to play everything over and over again. And of course, on one hand, that we know in game design, getting the player to replay the same content over and over means you can give them a longer game for less developer time. So that's actually something useful. But on the other hand, if you know me, you know that like this repeated stuff bores me to death. And so that's why dying actually frustrates me in games, even in games designed for you to die and respawn several times. And also because, part of the punishment is just having to get back to the point where you were before. And, I mean, some of these games give you arbitrary saves. So at least, if I get to a certain point and have a short moment to breathe, then I'll go, okay, quick save. And now, if I die the next moment, I don't have to do all of this over again. That's the kind of game where I can play it. Like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order kind of works in that regard, because they don't have arbitrary saving, but they have very generous quick saves, at least at the easier difficulties. So if you fall down somewhere, it's not a problem. Because you respawn pretty close by, and then just run 5 meters down and maybe kill that one last enemy before you continue. And hi, Featherbrain, how's it going? Hope you're having a good morning too. Okay, let's risk it. Let's travel to this campfire, and we might trigger some main quest. So we shall see. If you have unlocked its override, a machine can be overridden by approaching it in stealth and holding triangle. It will fight for you for a limited time. Limited duration. To speed up travel over long distances, override a mount or fast travel to settlements and campfires. Alright. Yeah, so I kind of but still, like it's in most games dying just means you go back to a nearby location,
Feet are
like
still stiff in this cold.
a campfire here. So then you kind of get used to, well, I have to walk a few meters, but as long as you don't encounter any especially annoying enemies or have to repeatedly do over boss fights, I've actually kind of gotten used to and don't feel as annoyed by dying in a game. Of course, it depends on secondary factors. For example, in Star Wars The Old Republic, every time you die, your gear deteriorates. And so, after a few deaths, you have to abort the mission, go back to some... or, well, sometimes you can just do it at the respawn point. There's usually like a medical droid or something. Oh, she's standing sideways. It just looked as if she only had one leg, and I was going like, what? Did they forget to render one leg? But yeah, so in Star Wars The Old Republic, for instance, your gear deteriorates. And so that means after a few respawns, you have to pay money to get all your gear repaired. And the first couple times I didn't understand that. And so as I kept dying over and over to a difficult enemy, my weapons and armor started getting less effective without me knowing why. So I kept dying even more. And so if you don't know that, that can be so frustrating that you stop playing the game, So if a mechanic like that exists, make sure that there's a big indicator. Okay, I'm scared that we'll now trigger a cutscene or something. Yep, we did.
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks.
I had kind of hoped that they would give us the choice to speak with him later.
Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
It's a nice and small weapon he has there.
Oh, no. You first.
Don't want him to stab her in the back. Okay, that was a small...
Room, so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.
Okay. Wait, is there anything... Yeah. A few more thoughts for Aloy to have. Always love those.
When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. I will, Rost. Now and always. Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one. But Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed. He refused to let me push him away. I failed Varl at Gemini. I should have pushed harder. I should have done more. I'd give anything to have him back.
Did you do the races? No, I didn't yet. Is there something good coming out of those? Like what? Is there some important story I should do before this quest that comes out of these races? Or is there some special item that I get from that? I'm still pondering whether I should do the melee pits, the hunting grounds, and the races. So those three just mechanically, like I haven't actually done any of them, but like from the vague descriptions you get before you try one, they seemed like, boring to me. But I know that, there are stories. Like, I didn't do the hunting grounds last time, and that's where we got Talana from. So that's definitely a bit of story that's worth playing. I don't know if you have a suggestion. Try to not go into detail about story spoilers, but like, feel free to let me know if there's at least a nice surprise. I'm not sure whether it gives you anything good. Okay, so it's like a story surprise in there, you're saying? Or what is the surprise? Like, is the surprise an item, or is it just a little bit of... Okay, I guess I can try them next week. I don't plan to do the main quest yet, unless I accidentally trigger it. So I could probably go back now and do things like those. Someone. Oh, okay. So we'll meet some... Okay, yeah, then that's worth it, if that's story-wise. So that's the races, okay. Yeah, then I guess we'll be doing that.
With Regala out of the way, Hikaru and Tanakh, they're safe. The future's up to them now. I do wish they'd drop all the honorary names they've given me. But if I've learned anything about them, that it's not a battle I am going to win.
Aw. Alright. So let's see. I'm kind of... The problem is all the locations I need to get to are up there. So if we're unfortunate...
Sure, yeah, of course.
Anger.
Yeah, beating the crap out of me makes you feel better. I'm all for it.
Aw. Well, let's talk to you first, because I'm not sure... Okay, that was just a notification, not the stream going down. Good.
I keep thinking.
Ooh,
She's gonna be standing there.
Aloy, you came back with some interesting friends.
Wish I could say we don't need them. But Silence and Tilda are here for a reason. Even Regala.
Yeah, enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Right.
Yeah, but you know, the enemy of your enemy might still stab you in the back, so be a bit careful.
I guess Silence is keeping to himself, as usual.
I was hoping he'd give me an excuse to hammer his sorry ass to the ground.
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just one good hit on that smug face of his? After everything he's done?
Sure. Later. Right now, he's got something we need.
I'm kind of sad that we can't talk about... Well, I guess maybe it's under the zeniths, but it kind of like, yeah, talking about Regala and about Tilda would be kind of nice.
Doesn't look like any of our guests are making trouble.
Yet. So, Katalo tells me you flew. Well, that's new. I've been busting my balls trying to learn to read. You're out there having all the fun.
Don't worry. You'll be getting all the fun you can handle soon. With the zeniths.
Looking forward to it.
That was nice voice acting, that he didn't just go, looking forward to it, or something, you know, but like, that he suddenly went soft and said, looking forward to it. You know, like, you can tell he's kind of happy about it, but there's also this awareness of, whoa, we're in deep shit. You know, underneath there. It's like, that's the difference between, you know, someone just speaking the text with a little bit of emphasis and good voice acting.
You, talked to Tilda at all?
I tried. I don't think even a hot forge could melt that ice. And you say she wants to help?
I think so. Well, let's hope.
Okay.
I better get going.
Well, you know where to find me.
You do like Kotalo, though. Yeah, Kotalo is a cool character. He has a lot of things going for him. I mean, I like all of our companions. Like, I mean, Erend we know from the previous game, so there's something there. Zoe is really, you know, she's cool. She's kind of like another Aloy, you know. She went and she didn't take shit from anyone who said, you know, like, you're not supposed to fight, and we are all supposed to not take battle in our own hands. And she said, well, someone has to save our asses, and just went out and did it. But then came back and said, you know, like, I did what I had to, but that's it. So I mean, at the point where we meet her, she's basically
Where have I seen this before?
a pacifist, you know, who has changed jobs completely. So like, you know, she can handle herself. And then what her name was, Vala, or you know, the Dutch the Dutch girl with the focus. We'll have her name in a moment when we talk to her. Alva, thank you. Yeah, it was like it's a total normal name, but it's also a name that's not at all common in my area, so it's always like, what was it again? And I can't reassemble it half the time.
New arm? Never thought I'd see metal bound to flesh.
She's technically not Dutch, but like, her clothing style is, I think, inspired by traditional Dutch garb. And she is from Europe, and the game studio is a Dutch studio. So I'm kind of, that's why I called her Dutch, because she's obviously, to a degree, the self-insert character of the game developers. What? She's from Asia? Really?
Just you wait, Varl.
Well, I guess she's not from the American continent. She's from the Eurasian one. Yeah, she just said across the ocean, so I guess it could be Asia. I don't know. Like, I just like the way she looks and speaks also, like, the voice actress they chose for her. She does, seem kind of Dutch to me. And I mean, keep in mind, Aloy, like, looking at the different, they have a mix. Like nobody looks like ethnically like the cliche of their area. Which makes sense, because they just took a bunch of genetic samples and used those to repopulate society. So, of course, since any continent could, like, be destroyed by catastrophe or whatever, they kind of needed each one to be as genetically diverse as possible. So, to increase viability. The Japanese have a Dutch village. Yeah, there's a bunch of... I don't know, but, like, I don't know. I just like to call her Dutch. I know that, like, Dutch isn't even a thing anymore in these times, so it makes no sense, but good point about that she could be from Asia. Because I just, coming over the ocean with these clothes and that accent and that general look, she, like, looks kind of like the Dutch cliche. And knowing it's a Dutch studio, I, of course, like, held on to that. And just went like, yeah, it's the self-insert. Only, Tilda is really Dutch. Yeah, that's true.
Aloy, it appears that we have some interesting new guests. I'm glad to see you're okay, though. I heard you gave the Tanakh something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a sunwing.
Sorry to disappoint. Have you talked to any of our new friends?
Aaron and I tried speaking to Silence, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Charming, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he... considering he doesn't even have patience for Aloy. And Aloy is basically the closest to a person on his level that Silence can find on this planet. Like, Silence has a bit of a head start in tinkering and, modifying and designing machines. Like, that's why he was the person to make this weapon against the Zeniths. Like, he's also the one who's more ruthless, so he probably has, minions that he will just send out to die to test his machine, which Aloy can't. Or won't, rather. That, of course, means he can make progress a little bit faster, but, in a Dr. Mengele fashion, basically. So, not really that desirable, usually. It's not too surprising that to the others who are basically learning the basics of a focus, there's just, there's no way he will, talk to them unless he absolutely needs to. Like, like if he needs to buy food at a shop or something, then he will come by and say, here, have some money, give me food, get lost. Sorry. But that's it.
Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes, we will endure.
Thoughts on our new Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal, bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different.
That's an interesting view. It makes sense, that she would feel like Tilda is, a science person, and she kept herself alive. So, whereas Zoe is used to nature, and also to the ickier aspects of nature, and she sees those, as a requirement for life. So, it totally makes sense that she would actually see Tilda as something unnatural. Basically, Tilda is, all these Old Ones places taken to their extreme and fresh and new, basically. Whereas the only Old One places Zoe has said have been, petrified and partially reclaimed.
I have to go. I trust you to keep things civil around here?
I'll make sure Aaron doesn't punch Silence in the face, if that's what you mean.
Thanks.
This might just be me imagining things, but I also think Zoe is more somber now. Which, totally makes sense in the story, but it's like a detail you have to program in. That you have like these different phases, that you use different voice lines. I mean, some of them, like the I wonder line, she always says that. But I guess maybe it's just that, like, at the end of this scene, I guess it's more that usually they gave her an interaction with Varl, which usually was a happy interaction, or flirty or something. And of course, since that is missing now, you just get the serious aspects. I guess that's more it.
Long words.
And it's also, by the way, an interesting detail that, of course, he mentioned now, and I hadn't pointed out before, is that, yeah, most people in this tribal time probably don't know to read at all, even their own language. And Erend is now learning English letters. Not Karja letters, not whatever the Ossoram use for writing. Okay, let's see if Alva is really excited about Tilda.
You flew? Kotalo told me. And took out Regala's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost. Are you okay?
I was wondering, is it really safe having someone like Regala here? She seems angry. The kind of angry that leads to murdering people in their sleep.
Don't worry. We're going to point that anger in the right direction. The Zeniths.
If you say so.
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
This Silence, he's the one who built the weapon that can take down Zenith shields?
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our spirit?
Yeah. He was born without that.
I think that's the closest to Aloy we get to Aloy calling him an utter asshole. That was... she's still very polite at that bit. The Zenith Fear Death. Yeah, that's a good... Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. That's their whole reason why they still exist. Is because they feared death so much that they built a spaceship to get away. And then, again, that they had a rescue plan ready and got away from the other planet. I wonder how, like, if we'll ever find out what happened on that other planet. That kind of sounds like a good story for, like, a later game, where maybe even we find out that, you know, maybe what they said about... I mean, it would be a bit problematic with Tilda. We're supposed to, you know, trust Tilda now. And so unless Tilda betrays us at the end of the game or something, and we have reason to believe she would lie to us, I think at this point, you know, she would probably have said that, you know, if Eric and the others had destroyed their planet or had killed people on their planet, I mean, it makes her look better if she can say, well, you know, I saw what they did to the other people, so the only choice I had was fight them and likely let them kill me, or collaborate with them for now, and maybe on Earth use some of my resources and find people like you to help me really take them down. You know, so that would have made her actually look better to Aloy. So, but it would be kind of interesting if we found out that, you know, maybe what Tilda thought was an accident was actually caused by the other Zeniths that escaped. Or one of them, at least. And that kind of sounds like the kind of story that they could tell in a future sequel. You know, maybe... You know, the question is, how do you tell it? You cannot tell it with Aloy in the main role. Unless you add time travel to the game or something. So you could either make it Beta's story, or maybe even the story of another clone of Elizabeth, to kind of make it, you know, still connected to Aloy's world. And then maybe we meet Beta at the end, and that's kind of, you know, your tie-in back to the main series. There's a lot you could do with all these story things. They fled Earth and made themselves immortal. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's... They are, like, saying they're afraid of death is definitely a big aspect of it, yeah. And I'm curious, like, how much of that is still in Tilda. Like, she definitely seems to be more open to risking her life now. The question is she risking her life for Beta? Is she risking her life for Earth and for, you know, her memory, her romanticized, probably, memory of sorry, I need to plug in this computer before it goes out of battery. Pop. Okay. Her romanticized memory of Elizabeth. You know, like, why is Tilda doing this now? Is she maybe rediscovering her humanity? And is part of her rediscovering humanity accepting that she might die? That will be interesting to see. With Beta, looks as if she wanted to relive her life with Elizabeth. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking... That's the thing, we don't really know, at least at this point in the game. I don't know, maybe we'll find out later. We shall see, and it'll be very interesting to find out how much they tell us. But yeah, Tilda can just yeah, like a lot of Tilda interacting with Aloy, and probably with Beta before that, sounds like she was like with Beta. You can hear it. She showed Beta things, and it, Beta said something like, "Oh yeah, I think she expected me to react in a certain way," and like Beta just never reacted that way. So it feels a bit. I don't know, can I spoil other sci-fi franchises here? Especially if it's like the final book of a series. Well, let's just leave it at a vague hint at that, in... Oh no, actually it's not that late. It's revealed pretty early on. So in Dune there is this aspect of... You have these Golas, which are basically clones of existing people. But they don't really... they don't have the memories of their ancestors when they are made. And they just, they train the Golas, and then you have someone who looks the same as the previous person and, has the same physical qualities. And one of the special moments is when they figure out a way to have these Golas obtain the memories of their previous incarnation. And what Tilda did with Beta kind of felt like she expected her to at some point suddenly remember Beta. Maybe expect is too much, but like maybe that was her hope, that, she would see more and more of Elizabeth in her. And that never happens. And the question is, was there really increased danger of detection that Tilda decided no longer to talk to Beta? Or was it just that Beta at some point realized that Tilda at some point realized that Beta would never become as much Elizabeth as she had kind of hoped, that she would never be as similar, and that Tilda therefore just went like, well, it was worth the risk when I thought I'd get Elizabeth back, but since she's not going to be Elizabeth, she's not really worth investing all that extra time in. And then she just justified it to herself as, hey, I was protecting her because we could have been detected, and then she would have been punished or something.
You sure you're okay going on this mission? I know things must be happening pretty fast for you.
I've already braved oceans and madmen who thought they were ancestors reborn. Why not a few immortals with lethal drones at their command, too?
Guess the more the merrier. I suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if I'm scared of finding out more uncomfortable truths, or just scared of her. Probably both.
I need to wrap up a few things, but stay sharp.
I'll be ready when you call.
Alright, I think Kotalo had something to say as well. Wherever he lives here. So let's see what we can talk. Oh, what's this?
I see you've got your new arm ready to go.
Yes. It still feels strange. I've gotten used to the absence, but no matter. I'm sure I will need it before the attack on the Zenith base is through. These rebel holdouts don't give up easily.
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regala's army with lightning. I would say that I am inspired.
Thank you, I guess.
It is I who should be thanking you.
Look, I know you're probably not happy about keeping Regala around, but I want her on our side when we fight the Zeniths.
It is more than she deserves. Even so, I will not question your judgment.
Thank you, Kotallo.
That's him in a nutshell. Like, he's a soldier in the classic sense that, you know, like, you know, he kind of, like, he's strategic, he's smart, but he realizes that Aloy has, like, a much bigger picture in her hand, and he doesn't understand most of it. And so he just goes, well, I thought, you know, I think he basically goes, most of the things we've done so far, I would have thought impossible, but Aloy has pulled them off somehow. So if she says to do something that I think is nonsensical or impossible, maybe that just means she knows or understands something I don't, and it's one of those things she did before that seemed impossible and turned out not to be. So I really love that he has this patience to just let things fold out and be in the place where he is needed. All of them have something to talk about, even Regala. Yeah, that's good to know. It's not for us to wonder why. It's for us to do and die. Exactly, yeah, that adage.
Things will get ugly once the Zeniths realize we're in their base. You'll need every trick you've ever learned.
I would have it no other way. Many soldiers died in the old world to make sure we stood here today. We will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious how you intend to defeat the Zenith's defenses without an army of our own.
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're ready to fight.
As you say. You have more than earned my trust.
That's it, yeah, he trusts her. And that's amazing, like, to see someone just go like, okay, I would think I'd die or something, but I trust you. And even, it's not even that, because, you know, he is willing to die. Because he trusts her so much that he knows she wouldn't just use him as cannon fodder. So that's really cool.
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about her that doesn't seem natural. I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and she didn't bleed at all.
Honestly, with her, nothing would surprise me. I bet people are curious about that new arm of yours.
None more than our Quen ally, I assure you. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build the thing, hoping that would satisfy her curiosity instead.
Good luck with that.
Of course, you know, he needs that arm. So he's not going to let her, you know, risk it on her taking it apart and not being able to build it again.
Your people keep mentioning the wings of the Ten. What exactly does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings and leapt into battle from the sky for us To imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. It is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. And now, you have done it. Like the deeds of the Ten themselves, it will never be forgotten. So, tell me, how did it feel?
I won't lie. Pretty good.
I can only imagine.
I really hope that we will get, you know, a moment where it's like all of them on birds or something swooping in for the attack, or at least, you know, a bunch of Tenakth, like particularly Kotalo. I think it would be cool if you could just get, you know, that moment of childish wonder out of him going like, I'm flying now. It doesn't have to be long, you know, it just has to be, you know, them coming in, maybe him a little bit, you know, for a moment, like, you know, being a bit uncomfortable, and then Aloy and them, you know, just exchange a smirk or something. You know, him going like, now I've done this cool thing. That would be nice.
What did Chief Akaro say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
Okay, yeah, we've heard all those before. All right.
I have to go. But I'll be briefing everyone on the plan soon.
Understood.
Okay, so let's find the rest of the team then. Oh, that's just a display or something. Okay, I thought that was like a voice recording or something that had shown up new. Hey, don't spoil me. Just let me speculate.
There you are.
I guess, yeah, the Tilda said she would sneak us in somewhere, and I guess we can't fly in. But, you know, it just sounds like a good moment. That would be cool to have. What's this? Caterpillars and chrysalises.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with.
Okay, we've heard that before.
I thought this place could use a little art.
Okay, so she's basically made it her room. Okay. Can we talk to you? She doesn't have an exclamation mark.
Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream, it's what,
a second chance, yes.
I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
That was a prelude to, yeah, the secret room, yeah. We found that earlier, I think. Alright. This is, of course, kind of weird. Because, you know, Aloy is probably thinking now, is she just seeing me as Elizabeth? And will she be disappointed in me? Like she was in beta, you know?
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths. That you never were. But you went along with all of their plans.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means of survival, both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta. The secret passage into their base and the little trick I pulled to save you.
Yeah, it's if Tilda is one thing, then she's a survivor. And I'm wondering if that was what Elizabeth noticed in Tilda, you know, that Elizabeth has very strong, or had very strong ethics, you know, cared about people. And I think Tilda, at least as we've met her so far, doesn't. And I think we found some text items or something that mentioned Tilda. And like, I have the vague feeling that there was something like that.
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art stored in its depths. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly, some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Elizabeth cared about all life, yeah. And it's, and I think, that's kind of something missing in Tilda. At least, you know, we never meet her like Tilda was before, but I seem to remember that Tilda basically, you know, was rich already at the point where Elizabeth met her. I may have that mixed up with something else, but I think that was going to be it. And so I think that could be a small problem there. That you know, that was maybe, you know, maybe Tilda never learned about this, and maybe Tilda never never understood that. But I think that might have been the reason why Elizabeth broke it off with her.
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
Well, maybe we'll find out
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant, visionary. She cared so deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me.
That was what I remembered,
I
right?
always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
That was it, right? Like, I had a vague memory that we've met Tilda before, like that we've learned something about her before. She was already doing the intelligence gathering thing when she met Elizabeth. Yeah, exactly. She was already rich. I mean, yeah, she was already rich at the time from that.
When it's time to break into the Zenith base, what can we expect?
I'll go over the full layout once you've assembled your friends. Suffice it to say, we will need to push as fast as possible to Beta and Gaia's location, dealing with heavy resistance along the way. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them. In addition, they've also been ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
Oh, this will be interesting. Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it explains why they won't just take down the spaceship and, you know, use the forward guns to, you know, shoot Aloy or something like that. You know, they have an excuse now to say, you know, the spaceship is so broken up. Whatever they could do with it, you know, if it was at full power, they can't really use it. So they're limited in their tech, and they have to rebuild. And that's Aloy's choice as a tribal person to overcome these high-tech people. So that's cool. And Elizabeth knew exactly who Tilda was. Tilda told Aloy in her own home. Yeah, I remember that from a few days ago, yeah. Exactly. But that's a good way of keeping, you know, of explaining away some of the what would otherwise be plot holes, to say, you know, the spaceship is damaged. And now they're repairing the spaceship. That also gives us some urgency, because it means if they've completely repaired the spaceship, who knows what they'll be able to do. But also, of course, it means for one thing, it gives us a chance to have a moment at the end where someone escapes with the spaceship. In some way, which, you know, which could go either way. Like, it could be one of the Zeniths escaping to cause trouble in a third game, possibly, or it could be, you know, Tilda deciding, you know, Earth is not for her anymore, and just going out to see, you know, what is in space. Or it could even be Aloy going away and saying, you know, like, I'm done saving this planet, you folks are fine now, and I want to see what's out there, or something. So, there's, again, a lot of things you could go for in this game, which I like. That the story, even, I mean, they tell you the stories that closes down some avenues with actual events that they then picked. But, yeah, it's, there's just so much you can do in this world. And I'm not even sure I would want Aloy to go out into space, because if there's no other humans, I mean, if the Far Zenith colony was still a thing, if we find out about that maybe, maybe Tilda was just tricked. Maybe Eric and co just needed to get away. Because they were, I don't know, persecuted or something. And they just tricked a few other people by saying, like, the world is coming to an end and, here, have some fake data. And then thought, well, we could go back to Earth and, make a place for us there. Then, of course, it would be... But still, that's not Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn works great because it's this combination of tribalness and high technology and dinosaurs. Cool dinosaurs.
Have you figured out how Silence's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions, I am confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
So, Eric... was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments abandoned human combatants in favor of automated warfare. He found success with clientele that required a more personal touch. There were also rumors that he personally hunted and killed his targets. On occasion, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
All of his tribe believes he was one of the greatest people from the old world.
Then they would be quite disappointed to meet him, though I'm sure he'd bask in the adoration.
That's, by the way, a problem I see. Like, what if the Zeniths realize what's coming for them and go to the Quen and tell them, hey, we're your gods returned, you better help us now. And suddenly we are standing not only facing the Zeniths with their technology, but also the Quen. I guess you could explain that the Zeniths do not consider any of the tribes on Earth worth their attention. And so that's why they wouldn't ally with any of them. So maybe that's something that will happen in a later game or something. I don't know, we'll see.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly the wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a polished smile. But beneath that exterior is a cold and calculating operator. It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators, the avatars of the Apollo database, while we were painted as her benefactors.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough. And the others.
I would very much like to see his face when he realizes we've beaten him.
She's a bit vindictive. I guess after spending a thousand years with people you don't really like without any way of getting away. Maybe that's it.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, every detail perfectly recreated. And while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his doors wide to everyone.
The way you're talking about him, I'm guessing he didn't make it back to Earth?
No, he perished when our colony was destroyed. He would have been thrilled to discover that part of his beloved city survived.
I'm glad that, we won't get to face him as one of the bad guys. Because, like, Stanley, he had such a kind voice. That was really amazing. You have, like, what is it, like 10 voice lines from him that you find all across Vegas? And, he got lucky there, and he saved the area. But it wasn't quite clear, how much of that was just, was he just taking the opportunity to build a company town that he had full control over and paint himself as a benefactor there. Although I guess Tilda saying he was some of the good ones, keep considering the company she kept, he could still be a what do you call them, capitalist pig, to still be better than all the others.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths, Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What, like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth. Titans of their industries.
And let me guess. All selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
Fast food printing company. Ooh. It's like that Louis de Funès movie with the salad.
I'll be here until then.
Salad.
Thank you, Aloy, for giving me this
cut
chance.
Out of plastic foil.
My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
Yeah. That's what I worry, that if Aloy decides to do something that Tilda thinks is not in Liz's interest, that then we might get in trouble. Oh. Some thoughts about Liz?
Elizabeth and Tilda had a history. The more I learn about her life, the more complicated it seems. I guess she saw something good in Tilda. I don't know what exactly, but seems like it was enough. For a while, at least.
That's the optimistic way of saying what I was thinking. Like, she saw something good in Tilda. But I'm more worried about what she saw that made her break it off. Okay, let's see if anyone is down there. What's in this room? Still only storage cabinet? Would be kind of fun if Silence were just sitting on one of those crates. Going like, nobody gave me a better room. Okay, that's just this room where we found the battery.
This place smells wrong. No sand or wind, only cold steel. And the others up there, your squad.
They can hold their own. As for this base, it may not be what you're used to, but it is a shelter.
Call it what it is. A cage.
You came here on your own.
For the battle you promised. So for now I wait in my cage for your word. Tell me when to strike.
The whole time I've been in the West, I've been fighting you and your rebels. I'd at least like to know why.
You were among the enemy. What more is there to know?
Why did you do it?
Dorak, Jiroka, Makalo, and the Karja pushed into the desert to raid our people. My brother's squad was among the first to intercept them. But the Karja captured them, strung them up, and burned them alive as an example. It was too late. I found them by the sound of their screams.
So you wanted vengeance?
Vengeance? No. I wanted devastation. To tear down the Karja's cities and drown the land in blood. Hunt down every last survivor and grind their bones until the sky chokes on the dust. But my chief betrayed me. Betrayed the Tanakh.
How did Hikaru betray you?
Hikaru called on the clans to resist the Karja's red raids. But we did more than just defend. We hunted them, and they fled as children before a pack of claw striders all the way to their border. There we ripped down their stone walls. Their domain was ours for the taking. But when it came time to push on, Hikaru ordered us to fall back. What soldier retreats when slaughter is at hand?
The kind who wants peace for their people.
Peace is just a lull between vendettas. But I thought my chief had greater tactics than mine, so I stood by him, even when he allowed that filthy Karja to join our ranks.
Fashav.
I enjoyed watching him die at the embassy. He should have been put down when we first captured him on the field. Instead, Hikaru made him a marshal.
Fashav told me how he became a marshal. He earned it just like any Tenakth.
It was an insult. No Outlander can ever deserve to wear our armor, bear our marks. And then a Karja messenger was brought before us? That's when I knew. I had to run my blade through Hakaru and drag his treacherous corpse to the gates of the Sundom.
Yeah, I just looked it up, and Regala is acted by Angela Bassett, so she's a famous actress. I think most recently she was the queen on Black Panther, and like all the Marvel Avengers and stuff movies after that, where she had appearances in and things like that. And she's doing a good job. I mean, she's a bit, the character is very melodramatic, so she says everything in this foreboding voice.
What happened when the Karja messenger appeared before Hikaru?
The quivering priest bore a message from their new king. No more war. No more raids. Suddenly, the Karja wanted to talk peace. An embassy at the very fortress we tore down. A true Tenakth would never take a Karja truce. Their blood exists to be spilled. But Hikaru lapped up the priest's message. He showed himself a Karja-loving traitor when he accepted. That's when I challenged him.
And lost.
His mercy was just another sign of his weakness. I vowed never to rest until the debt was repaid, with him on his knees before me. So with an army of soldiers and machines at my back, I returned. The day you got in my way.
Regala feels to you like survivor's guilt. She lived where her brothers died. It's survivor's guilt is one thing, but like this is, she's taken it a lot farther than just survivor's guilt. But yeah, like I get like that is probably somewhere where she started. And she just doesn't accept that it might be, like what's the saying? An eye for an eye just leaves everyone blind. That's kind of where she is right now, and she doesn't get that part.
The deal you made. Override tech in exchange for an assault on the Zenith base. How did Sylens approach you?
That name means nothing to me. My agreement was with Oseram mercenaries.
So all this time, you didn't even know who you were really dealing with? And you trusted a group of Outlanders?
If it was a trick, I would have crushed them. But they offered me the chance to run the Karja down with machines. The terror in your enemy's eyes when they see you charge. You know what I'm talking about. I bet you felt it.
I don't think so. What about your end of the deal? Would you have honored it?
Had I killed Hikaru and become chief, these Zeniths would have been the first of the tribe's victories. But because of you, my people will continue to consort with the enemy. A tribe of weaklings.
Because of me, hundreds of Tenakth won't throw away their lives in a battle they can't win. Are you really going to fight alongside me?
I have no reason to betray you.
Really?
I failed to kill Hikaru, failed to eliminate you. No Tenakth would follow me now. The Karja remain out of my reach, cowering behind their walls. All I have left are the screams of those long dead and So show me where to bury it.
All right. I guess we'll both face the end soon enough.
Ever since you got in my way, I've wanted to see your bones burned white beneath the sun. But if I'm to die in battle, then it might as well be with the one who flew with the wings of the 10.
I'll let you know when it's time to move out.
Alright. So do we have everyone now?
I guess this is things.
Oh, we never got in here. Right. That's Beta's room. Let's see.
Aloy. If you were listening to this, then, things didn't go as planned at Gemini. I know you'll keep your promise. Which means I must be dead. Well, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? But lots happened since you found me in that ectogenic chamber. Thank you, Aloy. You've been my shelter. And I would risk it all again to be by your side. I know you'll find a way forward. That's what you do.
I'm sorry, Beta. But I'm getting you back, no matter what it takes.
Oh. On the Regional Control Center. The more I read up on the Regional Control Center, the more I appreciate the immense amount of planning that went into Project Zero Dawn. But one aspect of this facility has me puzzled. Why pre-design it? Gaia was more than equipped to imagine the needs of future humans. While I have 4 working hypotheses, the answer may be the simplest: sentimentality. Combing through the facility's files led to the discovery of an audio log severely corrupted, likely a consequence of Minerva's occupation. I only managed to extract a fragment. August was only 8 when the swarm broke out. He was in Singapore staying with his mum. I should have done a lot of things differently. A log from the facility's designer, perhaps. I suspect it may have something to do with a locked door tucked away behind the maintenance shaft, but I am disinclined to pursue the matter further at this time. Aloy and Gaia want me to help build the transport rig and pulse generators for the trip to Gemini, so I must direct all of my attention to that. I hope it's not a pointless endeavor. It all depends on whether Aloy can procure Ted Farrow's Omega clearance, which frankly feels like a long shot. Aww. She had a hologram of Elizabeth. Oh, interesting. The hologram is actually like an NPC or something. You can't walk through. There's nothing like you can't talk to the hologram or anything. Okay. That was a sad moment. But yeah, we'll get you back, Beta. Don't you worry. Oh, there's another slot for a battery, I think. Oh, that's an audio. Glad I walked around and we found Beta's room at least. So have we talked with everyone now? Let's see, we've not really talked with Silence alone, I think, is the only one. That's the elevator, okay. Nothing really in there. So I think we're getting close to the end of today's stream. So let's see, where may Silence be? That's the exit.
Did you need something?
Ah, here you are.
Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
Yeah, of course, this place, Silence is probably poking around there as whenever Aloy is not in here.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
It's interesting, the Sons of Prometheus, that sentence came up a couple of times later in the game, but I don't remember them being mentioned much at the start, and it feels kind of like, I mean, they were just, you know, Silence, hidden, you know, like, speech, mouthpieces. So it makes sense. But I kind of wish they had been a bigger mystery from the start. Like, there should have been some emphasis on them, I think. So that's kind of weird that we didn't really hear from them, and I think that's, even if they explain it now, I think I would have wished that to have been, you know, brought up in the game more.
Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a bunch of Oseram tinkerers to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades in the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
But, you know, like, yeah, it makes sense that he has some people to kind of function as a shield for him and to stay anonymous. But, like, we should have heard more about the Sons of Prometheus. And I don't think we did. There was, like, maybe the odd mention, but I don't know, maybe that was just You didn't take all the rebel bases. Ah, okay. So that's where I would have seen that. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. So we might see more about them there then. Okay.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zenith at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today.
Ah, so Silence gave away our coordinates. He sent whatever signal attracted the Zenith. That makes sense. And yeah, I guess so. So it's more a problem of being able to get to places where the Sons of Prometheus are talked about as something we're already familiar with before we've done all the rebel bases. That's a bit unfortunate. I mean, you know, it's a tiny niggle, but and it's not super important. But like it kind of is weird. You know, like it's a slight design flaw in a game if there is certain bits of story that should happen in a certain order where you're not forced to actually discover them in that order. You knew that already at the Hades lab. Yeah, maybe I just forgot about them because they didn't come up. I don't know.
Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
Wait, plan to deal with the Zenith drones? What plan did we have? Huh. Yeah, but I don't remember us ever having a plan to deal with specters. Like, what plan did Aloy make when all we did to deal with Zenith drones was shoot them so far?
Why help Regala take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hekarro.
Before Regala's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier.
Yes, exceedingly so. All Regala craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
Shh, it's a secret. Don't tell Silence or Tilda.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you could.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
But did you see that? That was like the first time where Silence was actually interested in what Aloy had to say, because that was knowledge he didn't have.
Alright, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
I have to say, Silence facial animations are kind of weird in this conversation. Like, you know, like Lance Reddick is a really great actor, and something was missing there.
That fabrication terminal has been very useful.
Alright, do we have anything we still want to do? But, weapon upgrades... Not really. Nothing we can do right now. Okay, so I think... Oh right, we wanted to do the drones. So let's go up there and hope that Gaia doesn't do anything. Because we just...
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us.
Nope.
But is there anything I should handle before that?
Yes, a lot of things.
There. Let's see what we got.
One, okay. Green shell, okay, it does all of them in one go. Okay, that's nice. Ooh. Okay, that's cute. Okay, that doesn't look right. Ah, no. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that's cute. So it's kind of I don't know if it does fulfills any function, but basically it lets us customize the dome inside this room. Okay. That will at least make for some quite more dramatic background. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. I guess they've... like, it's a compromise between... you know, like, when you give people a base, they kind of... it feels more like home if you can at least change some of the things to how you prefer it. And so, for example, you can, like people who like desert can make it look more like a desert, or people like me who are fans of forests and trees can go like, oh yeah, we'll get a forest. Okay. So we're not gonna talk with Gaia right now. Oh, and it actually turns off again as we leave, okay. So I guess that way they can load the level, but can load the animation separately. And the delay won't feel weird because, oh yeah, it's a projection. Okay. That's pretty. Like, it's not really, you know, something that you can sell as, you know, base customization. Or, well, that I would feel comfortable selling as base customization. But, you know, it makes it helps you make it feel a little more like home. Is there anything... Varl? Nope. Guess it's just pity. I kind of thought it would have been kind of cute if they had like, oh, you know, Varl left his, I don't know,
Sneakers.
Left his glasses on the table.
Used for sneaking. Got it.
Next, he'll talk about a driveway that's used for parking and a parkway that's used for driving. Okay, so I think we've talked to everyone, so we'll be studiously avoiding main quest. And got to do some shopping. Okay, yeah, thank you for being here, Featherbrain. Okay, Singularity is the main quest. Tides of Justice, Burden of Command. That's still something we'll have to do. We have a few salvage contracts. And I guess... I think I'll select the Gauntlet Run. So at least I'll remember we wanted to do these next time. And it's level 15. So it's one of the more low-level quests we have. Alright, so I think that's pretty much where we'll have to leave off today. Thank you all for being here. And since it's Friday today, this of course also means that this will be the last stream for the week. And we will be coming back on Monday, unless something bad happens to me again and I get taken out by a headache or something. But yeah. If you're close to end of stream, you have a possible raid suggestion. Vapor Stack is doing Hypercard Reverse Engineer of Cosmic Osmo. Oh, that definitely sounds like something we want to do, yeah. Alright, yeah, so everyone, let's, I guess, come along for the raid. She was already doing the intelligence gathering thing when she met... No, that was the wrong end of the check. Okay, yeah, I just thought that was a new message. Okay. Okay, let me just have a quick peek at that channel. Okay, yeah, that looks nice and retro. Okay. And it's even the right spelling. Okay, so please come along with me. That person is doing some retro programming stuff. It's not super technical, I think, so it's actually a good thing if you don't know much programming to to learn some of the things that go on there without having to actually know too much about programming. Oh, and that channel sadly is in follower or subscriber only chat, so as a little warning. But thanks everyone for being here. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of Friday, I hope. Work or whatever you have to do today goes over well. Yeah, and see you next week, where we'll probably do this gauntlet run and then maybe move on to some other side quests before what I guess is the final battle will happen. So I guess we'll have to clean up like all the things. So that means the missing cauldron will probably get done before that, and any tall necks, ruins, rebel camps. That's the kind of thing we'll be dealing with. Thank you, and feel free to say hi on that other channel, on Vapor Stack's channel. You might have to follow. I mean, you can unfollow afterwards if it turns out you don't like the channel, but maybe you'll just want to stay followed to to come back another time if you don't have time to stay.